Belinda Bencic beat Dayana Yastremska 7-6, 7-5, 6-3 after 1 hour and 20 minutes to reach the semifinal at the WTA International in Hobart. Bencic got 2 breaks of serve in the third and fifth games to open up a 4-1 lead. Yastremska reeled off 4 consecutive games to take a 5-4 lead, earning 2 set points. Bencic fended off 2 set points. Bencic got a mini break when Yastremska made a double fault on the first point, and cruised through to a 7-2 win in the tie-break. Yastremska reeled off the first 8 points at the start of the second set to take an early lead. Bencic broke straight back at 1-2. Swiss player broke for the second time in the 8th game for 5-3 and closed out the match with a hold at love to reach the semifinal, where she will face Anna Karolina Shidlova, who beat Irina Camelia Begu 7-5, 7-5. Bencic scored the third win over Yastremska in her career. "We have always played tough matches, so I was prepared for the closest match ever. It's really tough to play her because she has got so many big shots. She has got winners but also a lot of unforced errors, so you have to run and hope for the best basically," said Bencic. Number 6 seed Elise Cornet cruised past Belgian qualifier Grietmann in 6-1, 6-4. The French player converted 5 of her 8 break points to build up 6-1, 5-2 lead. Cornet dropped her serve at love, as she was serving for the match in the 8th game. 20-year-old Sofia Kenin beat Kirsten Flipkens 7-5, 7-5 after 1 hour and 41 minutes. Kenin dropped her serve twice but she converted 4 of her 12 break points. The young U.S. player, who won the doubles title in Auckland last week, got an early break in the first game but she dropped her serve at 2-1. Flipkens fended off 3 break points in the 9th game, but Kenin broke serve in the 11th game to take a 6-5 lead and held serve at 30 to wrap up the first set 7-5. In the second set, Kenin got an early break before Flipkens got it back in the 6th game. Kenin broke for the second time in the 11th game to take a 6-5 lead and held serve in the 12th game. U.S. 20-year-old player Sofia Kenin came back from a breakdown in each set to beat 2018 Moscow Kremlin Cup finalist Ons Jabeur 7-6, 6-3 after 1 hour and 24 minutes, reaching the 4th WTA quarter-final of her career at the Hobart International. Kenin fended off 2 of the 4 break points she faced, and converted all her 3 break points. Both Kenin and Jabeur TR dead breaks in the 3rd and 4th games. Kenin fought off 2 set points in the 10th game to draw level to 5-5 in the 10th game. Kenin got the crucial mini break at 6-6 in the tie-break and closed out the first set on the 14th point on her serve 8-6 after 55 minutes. Jabeur broke serve at love in the first game to open up a 3-1 lead. Kenin bounced back by reeling off 5 consecutive games with 2 consecutive breaks in the 6th and 8th games. The U.S. player held serve to seal the second set 6-3. "I'm really happy. The conditions were really tough and she is a great player. I didn't start off too good, and she picked up her game, but I am happy with the comeback and that I won the match. I was just fighting and not giving up. To save 2 set points changed the momentum of the match," said Kenin in the post-match interview. Kenin will take on former Wimbledon semi-finalist Kirsten Flipkens, who rallied from 1 set down to beat Victoria Kuzmova 6-7, 3-7, 6-4, 6-1. The first set was really good from both sides, but in the second set my level dropped a little bit. From 2-4 down I knew it was going to be difficult to come back, but nothing is impossible," said Flipkens. This year's Hopman Cup champion Belinda Bencic converted 5 of her 11 breakpoint chances in her 6-2, 6-4 win over Zoe Hives. The young Swiss player broke serve twice in the 3rd and 7th games and wrapped up the first set with a hold at 5-2. The second set was marked by 5 breaks in 6 games. Bencic earned 3 breaks, but she did not convert a match point on serve in the 8th game. She closed out the match with a hold at love in the 10th game. Number 6 seed Alizé Cornet cruised past her compatriot Pauline Parmentier 6-3, 6-0 after 65 minutes. The French player converted 4 of her 8 break points and saved the only break point she faced. Cornet built up a 3-0 lead and earned a set point at 5-2. She ended off a break point in the 9th game to close out the first set before breaking 3 times to take a big win in the second set. Anna Karolina Schmiedlova beat Alison van Uytvanck 6-3, 6-2 in 1 hour and 27 minutes. Schmiedlova converted all her 4 break points and saved 6 of the 7 break points she faced. Schmiedlova came back from 1-3 down by winning 5 consecutive games to win the first set and broke serve twice in the 3rd and 7th games to seal the second set. Former Wimbledon champion and number 5 seed Petra Kvitova beat world number 28 player Shea Su Wei 7-6, 7-2, 6-2 to become the last player to secure her spot in the quarterfinals of the Sydney International, a tournament that the Czech player won in 2015. Kvitova set up at quarterfinal against 2018 and number 2 seed Sydney champion Angelique Kerber. Kvitova saved a break point in the opening game before getting an early break in the second game with a return winner to open up a 4-1 lead and earn 2 break points for 5-1 in the next game, but Shea held on her service game after 2 deuces. Shea fended off a set point and broke serve for the first time at the 3rd opportunity in the 9th game to claw her back to 4-5. Shea held serve at 15 in the 10th game to draw level to 5-5 and fended off another set point in her last service game to set up a tie-break. Kvitova raced out to a 6-0 lead and sealed the tie-break with an ace on the 9th point. In the second set, Kvitova got an early break in the first game on her 3rd opportunity. The Czech player rallied from 0-40 down in the 4th game before breaking for the second time in the second time to take a 4-1 lead, although 5 of the first 6 games of the second set saw break points for the returners. The Czech player hit a backhand down the line winner in the 8th game to seal the second set 6-2, booking her spot in the quarterfinal, where she will play against defending Sydney champion Angelique Kerber. Kvitova hit 38 winners to 32 unforced errors and saved 7 of 8 breakpoints she faced. Former World Junior number 3 player and 2-time Roland Garros quarterfinalist Yulia Putintseva fought back from 1 set and a breakdown to edge 2017 U.S. Open champion and 2018 WTA Finals runner-up Sloane Stephens 3-6, 7-6, 7-4, 6-0 after 2 hours and 3 minutes. Putintseva scored her 6th win over a top 10 player and her 2nd consecutive win over the U.S. player after her 5-7, 6-4, 7-6 win in the first round in Nuremberg. Stephens clinched the only break point in the 4th game of the first set. She hit a forehand down the line to close out the first set. Stephens went up an early break in the second game. Putintseva pulled the break back in the 4th game to draw level to 2-2. Stephens broke immediately in the 5th game to take a 3-2 lead. Putintseva broke back to draw level to 5-5, as Stephens was serving for the match. Putintseva earned a set point with a backhand down the line and sealed the second set tie-break 7-4, as Stephens sent a backhand long. Putintseva won 24 out of 33 points to win 6 consecutive games in the 3rd set. The Kazakh player broke in the first game with a passing shot and in the 3rd game with a drop shot return winner to take a big win in the 3rd set. The world number 44 player hit a backhand winner to clinch a big win on her first match point, setting up a quarterfinal match against Kiki Bertens. Elise Mertens beat Anett Kontaveit 6-3, 6-1 in 66 minutes to score her 2nd win in a row over the Estonian player. Both players traded breaks at the start of the first set. Mertens fended off 6 break points and broke serve in the 6th game before wrapping up the first set in the 9th game. Mertens broke times 4 times in the second set, setting up a quarterfinal match against Ashleigh Barty, who beat Simona Halep 20-year-old U.S. player Sofia Kenin upset French woman Caroline Garcia 6-3, 6-2 in 1 hour and 13 minutes at the WTA International in Hobart. Kenin dropped just 16 service games, saved all 3 break points she faced and converted 3 of the 10 break points. Kenin earned her first break in the 8th game to take a 5-3 lead with a return winner and sealed the opening set in the next game after Garcia made a forehand winner. Kenin converted her 6th break point in the 3rd game. She fought off 3 break points in the last 2 service games and fired an ace in the 7th game to close out the second set 6-2. This year's Hopman Cup champion Belinda Bencic came back from 1 set down to overcome number 2 seed Mihaela Buzarnescu 4-6, 6-3, 7-5 in 2 hours and 36 minutes after a match featuring 24 break points. Bencic broke 7 times and dropped serve 6 times. The Swiss player got an early break at the start of the match, but Buzarnescu broke straight back in the 6th game. Bencic earned another break to take a 5-4 lead and fended off a break point in the next game to seal the first set 6-4. Buzarnescu earned the only break in the 5th game and held serve at 15 in the 9th game to take the second set 6-3. In a third set featuring 9 breaks between the two players, Buzarnescu did not waste 2 match points when she was serving at 5-4. Bencic got her 4th break point at 5-5 and sealed the win on her 3rd match point on to serve to reach the 2nd round. It was an incredible up-and-down match. It was very hard work. All matches are hard work, but this one especially with the wind. I knew it was never going to be a 6-2, 6-2, because it's windy out here for both of us, said Bencic. Elise Cornet beat Australian qualifier Allison by 6-4, 6-2. The French player dropped her serve once in the only breakpoint chance she faced and converted 4 of the 8 breakpoint chances. Cornet got a break at 3-3 and did not convert 2 set points on return at 5-3. The French player sealed the first set on serve in the 10th game. Both players exchanged breaks at the start of the second set. Cornet broke serve twice in the 3rd and 7th games and held serve in the 8th game to seal the win.